And we are recording. Yay! So we're ready to rock and roll. So welcome everybody. Yay! We have just super excited about this product. Like seriously, it's a game changer. If you haven't, if you've been hearing the buzz, I promise you it is worth it and more and more and more. So you're going to be excited to see, you know, truly results and results in just a handful of weeks. Seriously. So I'm going to let Amy take this away, and we'll do some Q&A after, and you'll be excited to get all the most important info. So, and feel free, those watching, to, you know, any questions, jot them down so that then when we get, you know, when we get to a spot that we'll break, then you can ask those, because if you're thinking it and wondering it, somebody else is too that's going to watch this or that's on today. So please feel free to type it in the chat bar, or even when we at the end of our little presentation, we'll do questions, so you can ask that, unmute and ask as well. So go for it, Amy.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I have to reiterate what Candy just said, in that I'm so pumped about this, especially now because I have had a few customers on it that, with now that they're in about week 4 or 5, and some of the consultants here too, they're starting to see differences in their skin between week 1 and week, you know, the week that they're in, 4 or 5. It seems like that is the big turning point. And so that gets me even more excited. I saw a change in my skin, and then now I'm seeing like multiple people getting those same results. So, oh, so cool. Now, one thing, this is for both consultants and customers. So I just want to say congrats to those consultants who have earned their Bling badge. What this means is that they've gone through a course that takes them through all of what you really need to know to help their customers feel the most confident using this product. So, and I want to say a big congrats. I think it's super important. So if you as a consultant haven't done that yet, please do check it out. It really is worth it. And Mary Kay did a great job at training us. So, y'all, what is this Clinical Solutions? So it is retinol 0.5%. That means it's pure retinol. It's not encapsulated. Encapsulated means that it's released over, like slowly released over time. We have a couple of products that have encapsulated resveratrol in it. Encapsulated retinol. That's a different ingredient. Encapsulated retinol, such as in our Repair Night Cream and also in our wrinkle filler. So those, yes, you're getting retinol, but at a completely different level. This is retinol that is that can be a little more trying to the skin, that takes a little more time for the skin to get used to in a lot of cases. So that is why we're here to tell you about the retinization process that Mary Kay has designed so that your skin will be will get used to the product faster, well, and safer and more in a more comfortable manner. So now the set comes with, and if you're just getting started with retinol, which most people are, unless, yeah, I mean, most of the people I've talked to have not done much with retinol at all. But anyway, if you're getting started, I would recommend you getting this set. And what that includes is your retinol 0.5. It's a serum. So you'll get that. I should show you in my hands, because I do think you can see me as well. So it's the serum here, and then a facial milk. Y'all, this is the game changer so that your skin can stay soothed and calm throughout the process. It's a calm and restore facial milk that has plant oils to deliver a rich power shot of fatty acids to nourish and soothe the skin. So it's like, have you ever had a really spicy salsa before and you weren't expecting it, and you're like, or you got a bite of jalapeno and you're, you know, burning up? Well, you're told to drink milk with it. Kind of the same idea. So, okay, what I'm going to show you next are some of the results from some of our friends. And these are some sales directors. We got the product last September, and we got to start using it back then. And so now most of us, have been using it. What is that? How many months? I can't count that far back. So anyway, you can, and you can see how even further beyond some of these pictures are just like 8-10 weeks or so. But I want to show you, you're going to see over the different age groups, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s on up. And this is for someone in their 20s. Now, I personally wasn't sure. I'm in my 40s, and I wasn't sure what I would see. I mean, yeah, there were some certain little things that I would have been fine with changing, but what I want to say is that at age 20, not only are you can see here that the skin is clearer, right? Like it's more even across the board, a little less redness, but it's also helping these girls with preventative aging. Okay, so at the age of, where was it? I just read this. At the age of 20, retinol can help you regain collagen that your skin loses every year. Beginning in in the early 20s, you produce approximately 1% less collagen in skin every year. Collagen depletion continues forever unless something is done to combat it. Retinol is that something. That made perfect sense. So of course, keep using it, and it's just going to help you stay looking more radiant over time. Here's some in the 30s. Okay, obviously, big changes, left to right, basically. I like seeing that these are beige skin tones too, and especially this girl on the right, she has, some scarring that has nearly completely disappeared, and I mean, looking flawless to me. So this is in your 30s. You can also start seeing like how the darkness under the eyes is different, less shadowing, and even some around the mouths, like fine lines and wrinkles around the mouths are less, deep. Okay, here's some different skin tones again in our bronze. And again, she had some, it looks like scarring as well, but look how much brighter her skin is, and especially around the eyes. And around the mouth too. Isn't that interesting to see just how that brightens or diminishes the coloring there? There I am. Okay, so this is between September and January. I was shocked to see, the changes. I really didn't think that I would see any changes to speak of, but then when I put the pictures side by side, everything made all the difference. So it's important to take those pictures as you're going through the process, because otherwise you may not think anything's happening, because that would have been my case. But now I'm really glad to see like how much it has, certain sunspots and whatnot have lightened up. Okay.
I love on that one. Go back, Amy. You mentioned this last time we talked about just the difference in the lady on the left, just how much her, even around her mouth, it lightened up, those darker areas. Yeah. So I just think it's amazing how it can even the skin tone and brighten so much.
Yeah, and even the shadowing around the mouth, like that, right? Your jowl, whatever you call it, like that is lessened, so that it just evens, things out a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, I agree. Okay, well then when we're into our 50s and 60s, you see even more transformation. I know you guys know the sales director on the left, and
we do. Yeah,
it's so great. Isn't that neat to see like what amazing changes? Yeah. Like incredible. And she's in the same place, you can see, right? Like
same lighting,
like exact same facial expression. I mean, there is no lying here. Like she is accurate. So anyway, I mean, we can talk about all those same things, but mostly fine lines and wrinkles, I would say, in her changes, which is really great. On the right here is our good friend, National Sales Director Diana Sumter, who she was able to receive this product much earlier than the rest of us. So she got it a year. So it would have been a year ago, last Christmas, so November of 2019. And so then about a year a couple months later, about 14 months it seems. So on the left is where she began with her skin. And then on the right is where she's at approximately right now, which is incredible. So it also shows you that over time, you keep this going, and you're going to continue to see these results. It blows me away. Like, very, very impressive to me. You know, speaking of impressive results, I was just looking at our Applause magazine that we receive as beauty consultants, and I guess I hadn't read this lately to remember this, but 100%. So after 8 weeks, results are impressive. And so 100% after an 8-week independent clinical study of Mary Kay Clinical Solutions, 100% of women experienced improvement in skin smoothness. And that is the first thing that people say. Like I'm like, so how's it going? You know, and they're like, oh, I can tell my skin's way smoother. And then 100% of women experienced improvement in skin radiance. So in fact, the average improvement in skin radiance quadrupled is what they say. So this is scientific fact. Another thing that's really cool about this is that I also forgot and hadn't been mentioning is we have a dermatologists.
Dermacosmetics.
I could say these words, right? Dermatologists Council and Seal. So there is a special seal that we received on this product in developing the clinical solutions. Mary Kay went above and beyond the normal process of safety testing and claims review, providing behind the scenes access to an external advisory panel of US board certified dermatologists to help validate the formula and ingredients. The panel includes dermatologists selected for their extensive skincare expertise, scholarship, and professional practice. I mean, it's obvious that, you know, it works, but it's also safe. And Mary Kay really cares about what they put into our hands. So, okay, lastly, 60 and above, week 1 to week 8, again, like there's just, I mean, it's amazing to me how much smoother, how much more even, how the fine lines and wrinkles are just lessened, you know, and some, you know, just from going from kind of rough, rocky, like ridgy kind of skin to just so much smoother. And this lady on the right, this is just after 9 weeks. I mean, I would love to see what it looks like even now, another probably 8 or 9 weeks out. So much better. I'll tell you really quickly, my husband is using it as well. And he has a spot on his face that it was probably a little bit of like a cancer spot, but it just has never really gone away. And he really needs to get it tested. Good grief, and he will. But it's amazing to see how his skin is also changing and making that so much smoother. And basically, it's practically disappeared. And that's only been within the last 2. I think he's on week 3. So I mean, you're gonna see just incredible changes. Okay. Katie, I don't know that I'm going to show the video. Should I show the video? I haven't.
It's up to you.
Well, I think we'll leave it to the end, and you guys can watch this. It is the scientists behind Mary Kay, or behind it, who put it all together. It's good. It's really good. But maybe it's something we can post individually in the group later on for y'all to look at, because I don't want this to go too long for y'all.
Yes, and I want to talk about like the retinization and some of that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and that's what's next. So it's 8 weeks that Mary Kay wants you to follow the directions to a T. And so basically they give you a journal, and you get all this info. I really don't have to go over this with you because you can read about it. But the first 2 weeks, you just use it once a week with diluted with the Calm and Restore Facial Milk. And then again for the next 3 and 4, then you use those 2 products separately. And then you just up the amounts as you go. The one question that I will say that people are asking frequently is, what happens after week 8? You know, so after you've started going between 3 and 5 times a week, depending on how your skin is tolerating the product, which most people, it's pretty normal to be able to use the product like every other day, which is what I'm doing. You can add back in your exfoliating products, such as microdermabrasion, the Restore and Reveal facial peel. Let's see, the charcoal mask, I actually read that you can use the charcoal mask, but just like maybe on spots that you're having troubles with, but I wouldn't, you're not to use the clear proof at all with this set. That's the ones that it just, they don't recommend salicylic acid in with the retinol, just not using those two products together at all. But otherwise, you can start adding back in the products that you may have been using before. Another no-no is vitamin C. If you're using a vitamin C serum, set that aside until the 8 weeks is over. And let's see here.
Amy, can you use it during the day though? I was thinking you could still use the serum C during the day. Am I wrong on that?
Only after the 8 weeks is over.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's the way I read about it.
Okay.
And the hydrogel eye patches.
And thank you, the hydrogel eye patches. That's right. That's correct. So, let's see. What's really neat is that this is a dermatological grade product, meaning if you were going to a med spa, this is the kind of product you would find there. The retinol percentage is the highest amount of retinol that you can find in a product and not have to get a prescription. And so if you're going to a med spa, you're going to pay a pretty penny for it. And Mary Kay has given you an ample amount. I am still on my first set from September, if that tells you anything. So it lasts a good long time, and I've been very consistent with it. Let's see, and you get the Calm and Restore facial milk with it. We talked about the process a little bit.
Let's mention too just a little bit more about the milk and how that's what's really special about this. It's kind of like our microdermabrasion has 2 steps, and that's what makes our microderm also super fabulous. Is this Calming Restore milk really allows women who maybe have tried retinol before and have been a little nervous about it, to be able to use it because of its calming properties, and the way I'm going to let you tell what's in it, because I always forget that Amy knows ingredients better than I do. But I want you to know, if you have sensitive skin, Diana Sumter, who is one of the before and after pictures in her 50s, who had really incredible results, has ultra sensitive skin. Mary Kay will ask her to test products often. And she was able to use this without any problems. And it's because of this milk.
Yes. Okay.
Amy, will you tell them some of that about the milk?
Yes. So yes, exactly. This portion, that milk, is what sets us apart in the retinization process, apart from other experiences that people might have had. I'm just going to read from this because I don't know the ingredients offhand, but it says Mary Kay worked with dermatologists to create a gentle process to help the skin adapt to the consistent retinol use. We already talked about how we're applying it gradually over time. The facial milk contains natural plant oils, coconut, jojoba seed. I always put 3 of those syllables in there. That's not right. Safflower and olive oils. Wow. Natural plant oils. Glycerin and sugarcane squalene are included in the formula to help prevent water loss. That's what's really important. So I like using this even if I'm not necessarily feeling itchy or whatnot. I like just using it because it helps retain the moisture that your skin needs in general. This is an essential benefit during the retinization period when skin is prone to increased dryness. And this milk is so lightweight, it feels delightful. Like it's just not creamy, but just like a drink of nourishment for your skin. It's just really nice. So yeah, it can be used as a standalone product. In fact, Candy and I got to go skiing a couple weeks ago, and I came back with some red, rosy, wind-burned cheeks, and I put it on there right away, and it just calmed my skin. I went a step further and did the biocellulose mask after that, and it really healed my skin, like within not much time at all. Within an hour or so, I felt so much better. But anyway, this milk is great to really restore. Again, it's not to replace what you're already doing in your skincare. So if you have if you're using like your Repair or your TimeWise 3D, you'll use those products and your eye cream as well with your clinical solutions. In fact, how that works, so that you can hear it. Sometimes people like to process things by listening, but so you will cleanse your face and you'll wait 5 minutes. You'll put on your eye cream before you put on your retinol. All right. Basically, you want your skin to be really dry. So you want to wait that period of time so that your skin can take to the retinol quicker. And it also brings like some skin's oils to the surface is what's happening. Like if your natural oils to the surface. Okay. So you're waiting for those 5 minutes. You can also put your eye cream on during that time. And then you will put one pump. More than one pump does not do you any good. You do not need more than one pump. It's actually you're just wasting product basically. One pump, and then you just kind of tap it around and move it around, keeping away from the eye area. Your eyes do not need the retinol. Don't even attempt it. Okay. Now, if it's in the first 2 weeks, you would put the Calming and Restore facial milk with it, and you'd mix it together and put it around. That's really it. You can use then your night cream from your lines. You know, your well, really, you could use your Naturally line, your TimeWise 3D, your TimeWise Repair, or even the Pink Botanicals line, and be safe and ready to go there. So you wouldn't, you just continue using your skincare regimen.
Hey, Aim, okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I was going to ask about if you had more on the, if we could go off the PowerPoint.
Yes, yeah.
So people could see you more, because you're just little itty bitty like on Facebook. So.
Oh, sure, of course. Great. Yeah, no problem. No, I think that's basically it. You put eye cream on and wait. Yes, that's right.
And someone asked too about, how she just over time and years, she's gotten a lot of freckles. She just has a lot of freckles in general. And she was asking if it could make a big difference for that. And absolutely, it definitely, will, because some of that, it definitely will lighten freckles. Some people don't want those to go away, but some of them do. So it's a personal choice. And actually, our sun damage happens in our teens and early 20s, but usually shows up in our 30s. So just know, like, even starting this in your 20s is going to help you from, having that show up in your 30s. Or, if you're in your 30s and you're seeing that, know that really is past damage that's just showing up now. And this definitely can help, because the 3 things that age us the most are truly dark spots, just sunspots, and of course wrinkles and fine lines that we know of, and then also just texture, right? Like how your skin, how smooth your skin is. And so this product hits all 3 of those things. Yeah. So how about Amy, do you want to share, like, I think too, one thing that's important for people to understand is it is really important that before you would start a product like this, that you have a good skincare line. So you're using a great cleanser and moisturizer, that's caring for your skin already. And this is an addition. Like, this is they call it Derma Cosmetic product. Which is it's a supplement to your skincare. So if you have good skincare, then you can add this, and it's going to amplify what you're currently doing. And so, and you'll see bigger results. But I think it's super important that the thing you need to know is the first thing that's most important is a good skincare that you're using, morning and night, every day, because that truly is what you're going to see the biggest results from, in a way, because you're using it day in, morning and night to start with. And then this is the supplement that amplifies that.
Yes, absolutely. To address rosacea, I personally, now I think I've read somewhere that, it's not for those with rosacea, maybe. I don't know where that is right now. However, there are a lot of levels of rosacea. There are some that just get a tiny amount and will say, I have rosacea. I have a good friend who is going through this process right now. She has rosacea, and she has not had any troubles with it so far. And she's 3 or 4 weeks in. I'm sure she's fine now. Now, everybody's skin, the way it tolerates it, you're going to know. And so if it inflames it further, or if she gets a strange reaction, then she's probably going to have to do something about that, and we can help her through that too. But I don't think the first thing, just like what Candy just said too, is she on our TimeWise 3D set, because it does a great job at calming rosacea. So start there for a few weeks, or even yeah, maybe 2 weeks, and then see if you can add in the retinol. And she'll want the facial milk for sure. Everybody should. It's incredible. So I would not, just because someone says they have rosacea, which could be very true, I don't think you shouldn't have a conversation with them about it. So yeah, other questions?
I have one customer that has rosacea that is trying this, and she's on, I think, week 3, and she's doing great. Now, I did encourage her to mix the two longer than just the first week. But so far, so good. So we also want to, so I think it's just a client's personal choice too. You know, Mary Kay will always take the most conservative, and Mary Kay, I'll just say, says it's not for clients with rosacea. But we're seeing is kind of, it depends on how severe the rosacea is. So I want to make sure and get everybody on for our drawings. So I'm not sure who our Galaxy Note 9 is. Will you type in your name in our chat? I'm getting everybody off Facebook and off here because we're giving away some goodies today.
Well, while you're writing down some names, I think this is a great question. Mona asked if it lightens eyebrows. Okay, so it could very well lighten your eyebrows. I'm gonna, true confessions right now. I had microblading done with my eyebrows, and I remember when I got it done that they said, just do not use retinol around your eyebrows. So I think that once I realized that it was lightening my eyebrows, I just started being careful not to get close to it. I would put it closer to my hairline than my eyebrows, because this is the thing with the retinol. You're using such a small amount, it spreads underneath your skin. It gets to where it needs to go. So you're not necessarily, it might be that you won't see it lightening. Now, we also have a great brow gel and a great little pencil, and that's what I have to use even though I got my eyebrows already, kind of filled in and all that. So I would not let that stop you. Mona, I love you. I know your eyebrows, and I think that they're beautiful, but I think this would be a great product for you to try.
Thank you, Holly. I got you.
Yay, Holly. Great. I'm glad you.
Any other questions that you guys have? Any other questions you can think of?
Yeah, this is great. Well, don't hesitate. If you do have questions, consultants, I cannot say enough, like, please go through that, the Clinical Solutions Confident course. And so that you can also get that bling badge on your website. So if you're not a consultant, look for that on your consultant's website. You'll see that she got the certification, and so
it's super good. I will tell you, I think all of us can tell you that we have seen a difference in our skin. I know Cassie, Evelyn, myself, we all have used it for about 10 or 12 weeks now. And I can tell you, I've had a lot of I was a lifeguard when I was young, and I'll be honest, I love the sun. So I had a lot of sun damage and brown spots, and it really, and every summer, wear a hat, wear sunscreen, all that stuff, but it still kind of, will make them darker. And so I was so excited to get started on this in September, and it made a huge difference. They didn't take it 100% away, but I would say down to like 80%. They're just light, so they're, super easy to cover with just a little bit of foundation. So I'm like, yes, I don't have to do extra concealing. I can just, put my foundation on and I'm good to go.
You don't even think about it. Judy, You have a question.
I do. I have two questions.
Okay.
So the first one is I have a couple of customers who are experiencing very dryness and the flakiness in their skin from retinol. And that is one of the things they say that could happen.
Mhm.
So when that happens, or what is the recommendation for that? Is it to add extra like the intense moisturizing cream or more
So
night cream, or what is a recommendation for
the
that?
first thing I would say to that is that the milk is the first thing. Like first thing is just go to the milk, make sure that they're maybe even mixing it with the retinol for a little bit longer if they're not still mixing it with the retinol. The other thing is you can use that milk on top of your makeup. So if you get through the day and you're starting to notice some flakiness in different places, which I have seen, I just go to my milk and I pat some on that area and it will help it really quickly too, and it'll comfort it.
And that's
So
what I was going to mention, that you can use the milk, like even though you're only using it maybe a couple nights, you can use the milk during the day or any time. And I did that a lot. So it's part of the retinization. And so that is normal that you can have some of that. So just know that that's going to go away. And that's why we do this ease into the retinization program. But it is just, you know, a little bit part of it. But if they'll up them when they're using their milk, and maybe go ahead and use it morning and night for a while, that will probably take it away.
And possibly even on the days they're not using the retinol.
yes, every
Okay.
day. Yes.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. And then the other question is, so once they go through retinization process, they can roll the, like, if they're on the repair line, the volume firm line, the pills or something like that on the days they do not use the retinol, right? Or the charcoal mask, or do they not use those at all, even after retinization?
Yeah, that's when you would bring it back in. So after the 8 weeks, depending on their tolerance, their skin's tolerance, if they're ready, because I knew I was ready to bring back in my all my exfoliation. So you would do retinol on one night, and then maybe microderm on the next, and then retinol, and then maybe facial peel. Because really retinization is I don't want to call it an exfoliating, but it kind of does some of the same types of things. So you still want to exfoliate, but you would use your retinol at a different time, on a different day than you're exfoliating.
Okay, great, thank you.
Can you hear me, Amy?
Yes, I want to answer Kasana's question really quick, and Dell, I'm going to get right back to you.
Okay.
Do you want to apply it to your neck? So they don't recommend it, but I know that many of the sales directors have tried it, and the reviews are still up in the air. Like some people are like, I tried it, I stopped, it didn't work for me, I didn't want to go through it. Others were like, oh, it was fine for me. So I'm not going to answer that question, but I'm going to answer it like that. Your choice, Kasana.
Tried it on my throat and neck, and I never imagined, because I'm pretty tough, I'm not really sensitive to anything, I couldn't do it. It just, I mean, I don't know if it was a wool sweater I was wearing too or what, but yeah. Just made me itchy and a little red. Who knew that our throat is more sensitive than our face? I never knew that until this. So
yeah. Okay, Dell.
Did you say you pat it on or rub it? I think I've been rubbing.
You know, it's like a serum. So I think, you know, when you're applying your facial, any serums or creams, you know, just like patting it in an upward and I guess patting, rubbing. I mean, like just be gentle and aware of where you're putting it. You know, like around you don't need to get close to the eyes or the eyebrows, but yet, you know, just be gentle with.
Which kind of means, since you're using a tiny little pea size, you're going to kind of, you know, spread it across some fingers and then sprinkle it on so that you kind of get a little bit all over your face, and then kind of gently massage it across. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think that's where the confusion on the rub versus sprinkle kind of, or tap, is you kind of want to tap it all over, because then it's going to help you to get it all over without it getting stuck in one area, since it's such a small amount.
Right.
Especially when you switch to using them separately, the retinol cream, and then you put that on, and then after that you do the milk. I think you need to do that more to kind of get it the even amount all over your face.
Okay, thank you.
Good question.
Candy, if I can interject, they need to, and you might have said this, but they should put their eye cream on first before the retinol
Yeah.
and not touch their eye area once they have retinol on their fingers. So wash your hands after.
Yes, yes, that's a big deal. They even say that when you don't, if you forget your eye cream and then you do your retinol, that you shouldn't go back and do your eye cream. And I think it's so that you don't get the retinol close to your eyes, right? So yeah, our eyes are very sensitive, so we just don't need to mess with that.
I was thinking, we want to do our drawings. I've got all the names of everybody who's on. Do we want to go ahead and maybe just give everybody till like 9 or 10 o'clock tonight for those who couldn't watch live, just that they could watch, and then we'll do our drawings and post them?
Kasana, no. Because I know that several did say they were going to watch a little bit later. So if that's, I think it has to be done today. Has to be done today.
Sure.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
We could do one now and one later. One
Do you want to?
one item, our second item.
Okay, let's do one now. Let's do our second item now. Yes,
Okay.
we are glad that you're here live because you are a woman of your word. You showed up.
That's right.
It's
I think
important
it's
to us.
important.
We don't like talking to a blank wall, Zoom wall or otherwise. So thank you for, and for consultants too, like, thank you for being interested as a customer, but, and just educating yourself as a consultant, it's so important. Even if you're not using it right now, it is, people are going to ask about this. There are like 8 pages in the lookbook this month. And not only that, be on the lookout in different magazines. I know Good Housekeeping and Allure, and I forget which other. There's different magazines this month, and maybe even a few more come in this spring that are advertising. So if you're a consultant, you're gonna get some questions about this new retinol because it's hot. Like, people want to know. There's some buzz out there. So, and there is always something to learn. That's true. Yeah.
So I mixed up all the name, or I put all the names down, and then I put a number beside each, but I mixed up all the numbers.
Okay.
And then I did a random generator number. Okay, so you guys can see this. So, and we have 13 consultants and guests on here. And so our random generator number came up with number 2.
Ooh.
That at the bottom. Okay. So number 2 on our sheet is Gloria.
Oh, yay! Congratulations, Gloria.
White. Congratulations. So Gloria, I'm going to be sending you a little fun happy mail tomorrow. So, and if your number didn't, everybody here is in the drawing for the clinical solutions set, and we'll draw that tonight and post it in the group. Okay, in the nonstop party shop. Kasana, yes, I love it.
Kasana, she wants it bad. When's your birthday? I know a Karen Hill that might have to. All right, you guys, thank you. If there's no more questions, but please never hesitate to reach out to us. We love helping you. So
Yes.
we'll
And
see.
Kasana, too, a little secret is you might talk to her about a fun little group thing, and she could cut you a special. I know I
Sounds
did
good group thing. Yeah.
Facebook posting party fun things for some clients who then got it half price. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's an idea right there.
yeah. Thanks you guys for being on.
Happy Sunday. Bye.